Hi team, happy Thursday. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully this second round of lockdown is treating you well, and I feel like we kind of, we know what to do now, don't we? So yeah, hopefully you're well and you're doing well. So today you will need, if you have weights, I'm going to give you options for weights. If you don't, I have got some options for if you've got like old milk bottle cartons, so if you've got like a 2 pint or a 4 pint, something that you can fill up. Today's workout is really rep based rather than time bound, so if any of these exercises, like with the weights, they feel like they're too light, like it is something that really you prefer to go heavier, then I will give you some options for that as well. If you have resistance bands, also some options for resistance bands as well. So quite a few options here, hopefully covering all of the bases. So the first exercise, I have 3 alternatives. So I'll show you this one first of all. This is going to be a good morning with the band. So pop your feet into the end of it. Your feet are going to go to about hip distance apart. Before you do anything, you've got to get this band around the back of your head. So take that to your neck, just around the back of your neck, give it a little bit of a hold here. So feet are about hip distance apart, knees are soft, your starting position is really here, so your tailbone is pushing back, spine stays long. We're going to squeeze the glutes to stand up and then come back to that starting position. So you're using that resistance band to push against, to drive yourself back up. If you have a weight, just get this off, if you have a weight, then you can hold that weight across your chest. We're going for exactly the same movement. The feet are hip distance apart. You're pushing the tailbone back. We're standing up nice and strong. So that descent down is quite steady. And then really driving through the heels, squeezing the glutes to stand you up. So nice and powerful for that good morning. If you don't have a weight or a band, your option is going to be a kang squat. So we have, I think I did these a couple of weeks ago. So you're coming into that good morning position first of all. So you're pushing the tailbone back. You're then going to come down into a squat, so we're dropping the hips down. We then lift the hips and then lift the chest. So it's really here about pushing the chest down first of all, lifting the chest as you come into that squat, push the tailbone back, and then lift once more the chest. So that's your kang squat. So 3 options for that first move, either good morning with a weight or your band. If you're working with no equipment at all, then you're going to take that kang squat. Second exercise is going to be a walking or a reverse lunge. So depending on how much space you've got, again, if you've got weights, do feel free to use them here. If you've enough space to do a walking lunge, nice long stride forward, that back knee hits the floor, bring the leg through, and take your reps kind of forward, turn yourself around, go back the other way. If you don't really have the space, I really don't have the space here, that was 2 walking lunges, just a reverse lunge. So again, back knee hits the floor, nice long stride. That's your second exercise. Third exercise, with your weight or with a short loop band, so something weighted. Again here, you could probably use a suitcase loaded with books or a bag loaded with books. If you have a short loop band, we're going to pop it around our foot and come into a bent over row position. So start with your palm facing your hand. You're then going to turn it, draw the elbow up and release down. So that's your bent over row. If you're working with weights or in the same position, you can do 2 arms at the same time. We're just taking the elbows back, bringing the hands up towards the rib cage. If you're working without weights, so if you don't have any equipment at all, we're going to lie down onto our front. Again, I've done this one before, these helicopters. So tuck your chin gently in towards your chest, take the arms out in front of you, lift the upper body, draw the arms round, back of the hand hits the glutes, and then arms come forward once more. So big circle with the arms, keeping the chest lifted, and that glute squeeze on. So that's your options for your third exercise, bent over row with weights, with a short loop band or those helicopters, so we're working into the back. Fourth exercise in this block is going to be mountain climbers. So body nice and long, shoulders over your wrists. Run or walk your knees in towards your chest. Final exercise in this block is going to be squat jumps. So sink down into your squat, drive up into your jump. So 5 exercises, block 1, good morning or kang squat, walking or reverse lunge, row or helicopters, mountain climbers and squat jumps. So your second block of work, again, either starting with a loop band or with weights. I'll go through your banded option first of all. Taking that band all the way back behind you, so it's kind of mid-shoulder blade, hands face forwards, stand, maybe with one leg behind you. I like to stand with one leg behind me here because this can get quite spicy, I'll be honest. The elbows are lifted just beneath your shoulders. We're taking a chest press, so just using the resistance of that band to push against. So that's your first exercise. If you're working with weights, you're going to lie down on the floor, knees bent up, and then with your weights again, hands facing away. You could, with the band, to be honest, take this lying down if that feels better, if you'd rather lie. Third option for this move, if you're working without equipment, we're going to take a press up. So hands go wide, on knees if you need to, on toes if you can, hands not too wide, just a little bit wider than your shoulders. Draw the elbows back in and rise up. So that's our 3 options for exercise 1. Exercise 2, the same as in your first block, is either a walking or a reverse lunge. Exercise 3, we are going to take, again, 2 options. If you have a long or a short band, we're going to take some pull aparts. So working into the upper back. So we squeeze the shoulder blades together, just pulling that band as far apart as you can. Option here, reduce your resistance by just taking one side of it. You can take your hands a little bit wider, so you've got more, it makes it a little bit easier, and you've got more of that band to squeeze. If you're working with weights here, we're going to take an upright row. Ideally, you will have something weighted, so again, either your actual weights, maybe a loaded suitcase, a loaded rucksack, a loaded carrier bag, upright row. So the elbows come up to shoulder height, hands to about mid-chest. That's your 2 options for exercise 3. Exercise 4, we're going to focus a little bit more on the shoulders, and we're going to take a pike press up. So this is for everybody, whether you've got weights or not. So into that pike position, hands are going to be a little bit wider than your shoulders, hips nice and high. Walk your feet as close in towards your hands as you can. My floor is slipping. And then drop your head down between your hands. So we're really here just focusing more on the shoulders and the chest in that press up. Your 5th and final exercise in this last block, again, is your squat jumps. So same as in block 1. So that's your 5 exercises for block 2. Your chest press or press ups, walking or reverse lunges, pull aparts or an upright row, pike press up, and then followed by your squat jump. And so I should also explain your rep scheme for today. So in those 2 blocks, you are going to work each exercise for, first of all, 30 reps, then 20 reps, and then 10. So we're starting with the most amount. You're going to do all 5 exercises, 30 reps, all 5 for 20, all 5 for 10. Take a break whenever you need to, and then same in the second block, 30, 20, 10. So like I say, if you're feeling that these weights aren't really as heavy as you'd like them to be, maybe if you're bent over your upright row, just slow them down. Really nice and steady on both the up and the downward phase, same on your row. If you're, same with, with the suitcase, with the rucksack, you can really kind of add anything in there that you like. However, that being said, I mean, you probably realise this already, because I realise you guys have been doing home workouts for a long time now. With your loaded rucksack, just be careful where the load can be a little bit uneven. Just think about that kind of shifting about. But yeah, where anything feels like it is a little bit too light, just slow it down. Not too time bound today. I actually did this workout the other day. I did it with a friend. There was a little bit of chatting in between. We were probably about 40 minutes, so you can probably get through it in about half an hour, maybe a little bit less if you're doing it by yourself. But again, as with all of these workouts that we've done, you can add in another block if you wish. So if you want to go through each one twice, if you want to go through, if you just want to do each one once, then it really just depends how much time you've got. But I hope you enjoyed that workout, and I'll see you next week.